Wow, Gary, wow. Fart is feeling a rectal transmission. Really, Gary? This is what you come up with? Really, Gary Busey. Where did this guy, what happened? Where did he go off? I think there was actually, I'm breaking props. I think Gary had himself I think he had himself a car accident of some kind and damaged his brain, so maybe it's not so funny anymore, but it's still one heck of a clip. Oh, let's talk about something a lot better and a lot more appetizing. Speaking of appetizing, you know what I love? I love a good sandwich. I don't think anybody out there is going to say, oh, what's this? You've offered me a free sandwich? Get out of here. I don't want that. No, they're going to say, hey, I'll take it. Unless, of course, it's this kind of sandwich. There's a Wisconsin lad, the land of cheese, Wisconsin. Wisconsin lad Ryan Hart. He's a 14-year-old lad. He went into the Arby's, and as he's biting that last goodbye, it's been a great moment bite of his Arby's roast beef sandwich, and that's apparently their big thing. We have an Arby's here in Lafayette. I think I've been maybe once. But he's biting into that last bite, and he feels something rubbery. And so he spits it out, which I think anybody would like. There's not supposed to be rubber in my roast beef. Spits it out, and he realized that it was not rubber, but rather, and wouldn't you want this instead of rubber? I would. It was an 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick and at least 1 inch long segment of human finger. That's what you want to find in your Arby's sandwich. Now this is true. You probably heard this already. What you may not have heard is this statement. The segment belonged to an Arby's employee who had cut herself while slicing meat. Arby's spokesman John Gray assured the media that this problem has been nailed and will not happen again. As a result of the incident, Arby's has seen a multiple-digit decline in sales in the weeks following, especially those of its popular roast beef sandwich. So, I mean, that's just in the double digits that they're losing sales. Well, moving on from the world of food and fast food and fingers, you know, there's a lot of political correctness out there today. People say, man, you know, we got to be politically correct. We don't want to offend everybody. We don't want to offend minorities. We don't want to offend animals. We don't want to offend plants. We don't want to offend Justin Bieber, whatever species he is. We don't want to offend all these people. And so, actually, and I agree with this. I think this is a good thing to do. I think a lot of it's overkill, but this is good. The Senate has swiftly and unanimously approved legislation to remove the word lunatic from federal law. We'll talk with our guest more about this. This is his area of expertise. Not being a lunatic, but the mental health and all that. The bill was introduced in late April by Senators Kent Conrad, who is a Democratic senator from North Dakota, and Mike Crapo. Now, man, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but it's how I'm going to pronounce it. Crapo! Mike Crapo. He's a representative of Idaho. Conrad told the Hill newspaper that he decided to sponsor the bill after a constituent contacted him and asked him to encourage the legislation to remove such outdated and inappropriate language from federal law. And it is, you know, lunatic. It just doesn't seem nice, does it? Conrad and Crapo have suggested to the Senate that the term lunatic be replaced with Busey. An example of usage of the new term would be, wait, you actually bought a ticket to see Piranha 3 Double D. What are you, a Busey or something? So, I don't think that's going to catch on myself, but we'll see what happens. Well, in local news, KATC reports that a car, and this is real, this happened yesterday, ran into LaFleur's Florist on Coolidge Boulevard. Police later found out the problem stemmed from the driver putting the pedal to the wrong metal. Thankfully, there was no one in the building. It's always a happy ending, though, folks, and I know we all would feel this way if we were in this situation. It's always a happy ending when someone has an accident and leaves without any injuries. So, Mike, I know that you wrote. Did you write that one? Well, you can talk, you know. No? The hell with it. No, but that I didn't write that last pun joke there. That was Mike, and it was pretty terrible. All right, next story. And now a Big Show sports update. Now, folks, if you know me at all and if you've watched this show, chances are you know that I don't know how to put it gently. Well, I'm a nerd, and I'm happy to be a nerd. I'm happy to be a geek. I'm happy to know more about action figures and comic books and unreal stuff than most people do. But I kind of feel like being a nerd and kind of just being so nerdy, I could be losing people. I could be losing an audience I don't want to lose. And God knows, I only have a small one as it is. Why alienate some of those people? So I thought I would do the first Big Show sports update, right? Because there's people out there, they enjoy the sports, they enjoy the games, they enjoy the competitions and all that. So here's my version of the sports update, because again, I don't know anything really about sports. So here we go. A bunch of tall guys are still chasing each other in an orange ball across a large indoor court. Some are getting them. They're not making it in there. The ones that make the most shots, they've won. In related news, multiple groups of guys have been chasing a smaller whitish ball around a diamond-shaped field after some guy hits said ball with a long stick. I think they call it a bat. As for the scoring in this game, I gotta be honest, I have no idea how they even score. I don't know. They run around and somebody gets something in there, and who the hell knows, right? All right, now, this past weekend, the bride and I, the bride of Meaux, boy, that'll make her love me even more, won't it? We went on over to New Orleans, the Crescent City, the Big Easy. We went over there, and she had a conference, and so I kind of rambled around New Orleans. I'll ramble off.
No.
And you hear that there? That's some audience we're going to be throwing out here. So it's the green room again, actually. It's our guest. But we went eat at this great pizzeria called Slice. It's on St. Charles Avenue and Boulevard, whatever it is. I'm not a topographer, not in city planning, but we went eat there at Slice, and man, it's good pizza. And they had one of these local papers, that tells you about what's going on culturally. I could show you the cover, but really, who the hell cares? Man, I keep saying hell too much. I got to cut that out, right? But anyway, they have a listing of bands that are playing in the month of May at a place called One-Eyed Jacks. One-Eyed Jacks in May. And this just struck my fancy. I just thought, man, this is hilarious. Let me read some of the names to you. Dragon Smoke, right? The Bear Creek All-Stars. That's good stuff. Here's one. Garage à Trois. Yeah, that's interesting. Here we have Phantom Family Halo. Phantom Family Halo. The Clang Quartet. That's good stuff there. There's also, and this is a band called Fat, Stupid, Ugly People. Really? So they really want to alienate quite a few people. But this is my favorite here, folks, and I'm going to just read this here. I can't stop saying it. Moon Hooch. Moon Hooch. Moon Hooch. Moon, the word, the planetary body. Hooch, which hooch, generally we're talking about a distilled malt liquor. Hooch, moon hooch, moon hooch. So anyway, I thought to share that. That's probably really terrible. We'll move on. Anyway, so what I thought we would do is introduce an interactive thing, because you're back there, you're watching this show, and today, who knows, you could be watching this at home, on the computer, maybe you have one of them fancy TVs that plays the internet there for you, maybe you're watching it in the restroom, and if you are, I don't want to know about it. But I thought, how could we make the show interactive? How could we get people involved with what goes on? And what says interactive better than a catchphrase? People enjoy catchphrases, right? Sure, we all do. Some of you out there, if you don't know what catchphrase is, Wikipedia, right? Look it up. But anyway, I thought we'd come up with one this month on this episode. And then the next episode, whether that's next week or 2 weeks or next month, whenever it is, you would vote via the Facebooks and the YouTubes, and you would tell me, hey, let's go with this one. And then I would work that catchphrase into the show, the next show that's coming. So let's try it. Let me give you the options. Here's the first one, and this is how you would use it. Somebody, let me give you the phrase first. I'd like to, but it's cow tipping season. Okay, so how does that work? Somebody says, "Hey, do you want to go see? Do you want to go visit my mom? She's in the hospital there because the cat jumped on her face last night and it bit off a part of her ear. So would you like to come visit her?" And you say, "I'd love to, but it's cow tipping season. I'm afraid I can't make it." Okay, so think of that one. Now, this is a personal favorite. What do you want? Wicker? Huh? Somebody says, "Hey, do you have a chair that I can sit in?" You're over at a barbecue, and they don't like the chair you have. It's one of those canvas chairs, fold-out chairs, and you say, "What do you want? Wicker? Huh?" Here, now this one's a good one. This one's a really good one, and if you were paying attention to that Gary Busey video we just showed, you're going to remember this one. "I gotta go now because the cows are calling me home. The cows are calling me home." So again, somebody says, "Hey, You know, there are some people, I would never name names, there's some people that get on the phone, they don't know when to hang up, and so you can say, I gotta go now, because the cows are calling me home, but it's important you sing the last part, the cows are calling me home. I don't know. How about this one? Who are the ad wizards who came up with this one? Let me give you the context. You're watching television, and they've got another one of these commercials that no one needs a commercial for these products. Okay, for example, there was a commercial I saw recently. Actually, I heard it on the radio, and it was I can't even make this up. It was a commercial for old broads, old women, old ladies, elderly women who have excessive flatulence. And I don't know where the fart theme came from. I don't know. It's all a journey. I don't know where it comes from. But this is a medicine you can take that if you're an old broad, it'll help you with your flatulence. And the context was they were in a car, and they were like, oh, Sally, can you put the window down? Because it's getting, can you put the window up? It's getting kind of cold. And she's like, no, I can't. And they're like, why not? And then they make the reaction we're all familiar with when we smell someone's methane. Oh, God, Sally, ah! So anyway, when you watch something like that, you think to yourself, who are the ad wizards who came up with this one? I don't know. Here's another one from the Gary Busey video, and I enjoy this one a lot. That's a great catchphrase. That was from Busey. Another Busey gem for you. I hope you're understanding me, because I'm not. So maybe somebody comes up to you, says, hey, who are you going to vote for in the next election? And you say who you're going to vote for, and then they don't like that. And you say, I hope you're understanding me, because I'm not. I don't know. That was a horrible explanation. And then finally, my personal favorite, Moon Hooch! Moon Hooch! Moon Hooch! Well, folks, before we close this monologue segment, and man, hasn't it gone on long, I do want to mention one thing before we go on to our first guest. Recently, Mr. Tom Vanchet of Good Morning America, right? Good Morning Acadiana, has retired. And I'm going to just put it out there.
No!
I want to put it out there. If you haven't heard this news, apparently in the green room, the people there didn't. He retired, and I was just telling my dad the other day, I said, you know what dream job I'd like? Because right now I'm in the ranks of the unemployed. I said, I'd love to have Tom's job. I would love that. And so this is what I want you to do. Somebody out there who knows how to use the face tubes and the U-books, go on there, create one of those organizations, those pages, and this is what you call it. Hire Chris Meaux to co-anchor Good Morning Acadiana with Tracy Wirtz. Hi, Tracy, if you're watching. You're a very nice lady. Anyway, but no, go out there and start a movement, put out flyers, email them, flood them with email, give them viruses. And look, here's what you need to put on there. Granted, I have no practical or formal broadcasting experience, but there's something called pure talent, and I think I have that. Look at Einstein. He dropped out of school. He was a patent clerk, right? So basically, even Einstein wasn't Einstein. So you know, huh? Hey, I think it's a gig. I think I could get it. Folks, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a break. You're going to go ahead and go do whatever it is you're going to do. Probably not come back to watch the second part. But if you do come back, we'll have our guest, Mr. Roy Joseph Pettifees, right after this short break.
I'm trying to find it.